How well do you think it's going so far? We have 5 years until 2030,
Yeah.
and I don't know how close we are to that set goal. Making Jamaica the place to live, work, raise family, and do business. How
Business.
do you see that going? And do you think we're even closely possible to meeting that goal by 2030?
So I am concerned about that slogan, making Jamaica the place to live, raise
Work.
Live
family, do business, and
business.
invest. Because to me, when I listen to the undertone of that, they're not talking to Jamaicans.
They're
They're
talking.
talking to the
Okay.
same people that want to import,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
Foreign investors. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Foreign investors.
they want the call centers.
Mm-hmm.
I saw, I saw a quote, and I think I've seen it since high school, and it has stuck with me. It says that a lot of these countries, these colonizers come back in the form of investors. Yeah. And
Exactly.
every day I see it more and more, and I don't know, it just came to me just now because it becomes real and
Yeah.
more real
Yeah.
every day. And I get what you're saying with those undertones, because you can say one thing in a book, mean another thing. I mean,
Exactly.
the law shows us.
Yes,
Exactly.
So
definitely. Definitely.
I'm very glad that you brought up that point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we see that Wake Up Jamaica is strategically positioned to be a catalyst for change in Jamaica for the good. Where do you see Wake Up Jamaica in 10 years, 20 years?
In 10 years, 20 years, I see Wake Up Jamaica being led by you guys, by the youth. I recognize that in order for me to do something for a better Jamaica, I need to focus on educating and empowering the younger people. Because you guys don't just impact your peers, but you guys also have an influence on your parents, on your families, and have an influence on society. Let's not talk about the social media that have great influence on. But in 10, 20 years, I would see Wake Up Jamaica being um, run and operated by young people who are not just game changers, but they're world leaders. And I also see Wake Up Jamaica helping this nation to play its role in the advancement of the human race.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, love that,
I'm
love
so
that.
happy to be a part of this process. Oh my God, I
Nice.
feel so honored.
Yeah, and
Yay.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
tell you're itching to ask
Yes.
the
Yes. Off topic. This is more for do with music. Although
The
you're not
last one.
really much into music, as I said,
Yeah.
but your family is.
I love music,
As
yeah.
You're a Marley, it's a
Yeah,
house.
yeah, yes.
okay. So, what are your thoughts on the Reggae Grammys?
Oh, the reggae Grammys.
Okay. So first of all, the Grammys in general, and I'm not knocking anything, but I think it's kind of overrated. Yes, we
I
need
think so too.
associations that recognize great works of people, but I wouldn't encourage any artist to be hinging their whole career success on
On
what
one
the
Mm-hmm.
Grammys
Grammys.
say.
I agree.
First and
It's
Yeah.
foremost,
political.
yeah, I mean, and it has its place, and the recognition of the artists are important. But I think I know why you asked this question, because them said the Marley's own that
Yeah,
category.
they're basically saying that
I mean,
they gate lock it. Because if you say this for Marley into it any year, you have no chance as an
Not fact,
artist.
because if I'm not mistaken, Coffee won and Julian was nominated. So
and last year, not last year, a couple years back, this white group came out left field and won the Grammy.
Yeah.
So
and specifically this year Grammy now, and me love my dancehall too. So I just feel like with the whole discussion with Vibes Cartel and Sensia, they were
Yeah.
also nominated. That's dancehall.
yes.
It's
Yeah.
not a reggae, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how anyone could expect a Vibes or a Shensia to win an award in a reggae
Yeah, I feel like
category.
Okay.
it's
So
it's kind of
maybe what the
disrespectful.
advocates for dancehall need to do is advocate
For
for
a
a
That's
dancehall
dancehall
all.
cat. I feel
category.
like it's disrespectful. It's as though when Tyler, the up and coming pop ish R&B star, she is from South Africa.
and she does Amapiano music, but she's constantly winning Afrobeats awards,
Yeah.
which is unfair to Afrobeats artists because they're not in the same genre,
Yeah.
nor should
Okay.
they be in the same
They should clean
category.
that up.
So just as though we can acknowledge that Amapiano and Afrobeats are two different things,
Yeah.
just because they come from Africa means they're the same thing.
True.
We should keep that same standard for even a small, but not so small country like Jamaica. We have two of the most popular genres out of our out of our region,
Yeah.
and they should be kept separately because they
Well,
are
well,
different.
you know,
I mean-
dancehall is treated like the ugly sibling, you know.
Yes,
I
that
agree.
stays,
Yeah,
that
that's
stays
true.
home and does all the chores
chores.
because dancehall doesn't get the same amount of cultural acceptance or appreciation as, for example, soca music or reggae music.
I think if they
Okay.
clean up dancehall a little bit, because it's very influential, it can make a significant mark
Yeah,
because
dancehall
we
sound
have
upbeat
rap
and
and we
everywhere.
have all
But-
R&B taking from
That's
it.
true.
So,
That's
yeah.
true.
And
That-
reggaeton and all of
Or
those
that.
things.
But that is true. But I'm saying since it's supposed to be a separate category, why are they nominated in that category?
Because there's nowhere else.
They've just limited reggae to Jamaica, and anything come out of Jamaica is reggae. But I think people who know better, we ought to
Yeah.
say to the right to them, advocate that there's a category for dancehall.
Mhm.
There we
Yeah,
go.
You know,
definitely.
Joseph, it's not even just a Jamaica thing because we see artists every year that get snubbed come and talk about these things, saying that, well, the academy is not looking at my work, they're not looking at what I have
True.
done. So I feel, while I understand the outrage from the public, I feel like it's misdirected.
Yeah.
I feel
Definitely.
like it's misdirected.
It's a bigger
Definitely.
issue.
Yeah.
So there's a bigger issue.
Yeah.
There definitely is a big issue.
I know we've had a riveting conversation. I mean, we've been talking for a while. I think everybody
Good
is a little
conversation.
bit, yes. But on behalf of the culture shock,
Shock.
Yes.
on behalf of our little grouping, we would
Yeah.
just love to thank you for taking the time out of your, of course, busy schedule to come here and, give us some insights as to who Stephanie Marley is, as to who the Wake Up Jamaica family organization is, as well as to, shed some light on us, youngins, about how we can become active in the whole issue of just our country, Jamaica. And yes, nation building. You took the words right out of my mouth, Enrique. But yeah, we would just really like to thank you, and we hope we can have you.
Yeah,
Probably
man.
even, one of the other ones,
Yes, man.
At Damien.
Yeah.
Links, links.
Yes.
My pleasure, my
Our
pleasure.
skip.
Right, my
Skip.
pleasure.
On our next episode. So thank
Yeah.
you very
Yeah, man.
much.
Stay tuned.
Definitely.
Thank
It's
you.
good.
Everyone out there, want to thank you on behalf of us, the Culture Track family, Wake Up Jamaica family, for staying tuned till the end. Hope to see you again.
Yeah, to follow us on Instagram, Culture Shock 876, YouTube, Culture Shock 876, TikTok, Culture Shock 876.
Straight across the board.
Spotify,
Yeah.
Culture Shock.
876.
Yeah.
And guys, don't forget the mandate to be aware,
Alert.
Awake.
And active.
Wake up, Jamaica.
Woo! Woo!